Hello children. So under this unit 4, there's another lesson we have to discuss. That is protectionism. This is the content of the protectionism topic, reasons for protectionism and the methods of protectionism like tariffs, import quotas, other trade barriers, government legislations and domestic subsidies. And at last, impact on businesses of this protectionism. That means the positives and the negatives on businesses with the protectionism process. Learning objectives. At the end of this lesson, you will be able to understand why countries are imposing rules on free trade, as well as what are the methods used by the businesses as well as the countries on trade protectionism. Next one is what are the positives and negatives of these trade protectionism policies. So these are the ultimate objectives of this lesson. First we will look at what is protectionism. So many governments and the businesses might argue that free trade could benefit the global economy. However, countries believe that it is in their interest to restrict trade, because most of the countries they want to develop and protect their domestic industries. Therefore, in order to keep control the imports which are coming to the country, they are maintaining protectionism policies. So there are two main objectives the governments are expecting with these protectionism policies. One is to control the unnecessary unwanted imports to the country, as well as developing and enhancing the domestic manufacturers in the economy. These are the reasons for protectionism. First one is preventing dumping. What do you mean by dumping? Dumping means most of the large international firms with their economies of scale, they can produce the goods at lower rate. Therefore, they are setting a very low market price also. That means they are keeping the selling price at lower level and sending to the other countries. That means they are exporting. But the countries, those who are importing such products at lower rates, it's very much harmful to the domestic manufacturers, because the domestic manufacturers who are producing the similar products like that, similar products to those imported items, they are unable to keep the cost at lower rate. So they cannot send the products at cheap price to the domestic market. Therefore, these domestic manufacturers are struggling to sell their products to the local market. Therefore, in order to preventing this dumping or the very lower market prices, governments are taking the protectionism actions. Other one is protecting the employment. If the domestic companies fell down their business activities, and if they are going to close down the business activities, the number of workers who worked in that business may lose their jobs. Therefore, there will be a risk of being unemployed a large number of employees. In order to avoid that, governments are taking actions against this free trade. In this slide, you can see some other reasons for protectionism. Another one is to gain tariff revenue. When the government imposes high taxes or the tariff on imports, definitely government can gain a good income. So that income can be spent for the development activities or any other government expenditures as well. Next reason is prevailing the entering of harmful goods. So there are some methods of protectionisms we have to discuss: tariffs, embargoes, quotas, like that. So some of the products governments are totally banned, totally stopped, because those products are not good at all to the human beings, not good at all to the society, as well as not good for the environment, like that. Therefore, such undesirable goods are being stopped with such protectionism policies. Another one is reduce current account deficit. So with these protectionism policies, government are putting the bans or the barriers on the imports. Highly consider on the barriers of imports, not the exports. So with that, what government expect is reduce the amount they are sending out from the countries. That means when they are importing goods, they have to pay money. So in order to stop that currency outflow, government is practicing these protectionism policies. With that, government is expecting to obtain healthy balance of payment. That means by reducing the export expenditures, they are trying to get the good value to the balance of payment. Now children, we will look at what are the types of trading barriers that the governments are practicing. The most popular trading barrier is tariffs. That means taxes imposed on the imported goods. So this method is using to make the imported goods are more expensive in the local market. Other thing is, with this method government can earn a good revenue as tax. Another thing is, tariff is giving some barrier or some kind of a limit to the importers to import goods. Therefore there will be less amount of imported goods available in the local market. That will be a favorable effect for the domestic manufacturers. But there's a one argument. If these imported goods are having inelastic demand, even though the prices are high, definitely customers will purchase the imported items. Therefore, government must consider whether these imported items are having inelastic demand or the elastic demand. If the product is having inelastic demand, there is no use of imposing tariffs because they are unable to get the expected objective. But if the imported items are having inelastic demand, definitely with these tariffs they can reduce the amount of goods that are coming as the imports to the international or the local market. In this slide you can see the impact of tariffs. So here these black color lines mention about the domestic supply and the domestic demand, and with the blue color line it shows you the global pre-tariff supply. That means before the tariff, this is the supply from the global market. And then this orange color line, it shows the global post tariff supply. That means after imposing the tariffs, what is the price that the global manufacturers are sending to the market. So in between that, so you can see there's a square colored with orange color, and this shows the volume of imports after tariffs. That means after reducing the demand, that means with the increase of the price, definitely the manufacturers have to increase the price after they pay the tariffs to the government. Therefore price is going to be increased from P1 to P2. So with that there will be a less demand, or there will be a decrease in demand from the domestic market. So you can see that entire volume of imports after the tariffs. There's another method of trade barriers, that is import quotas. This means set a physical limit in the amount allowed into the country. That means regarding one product, the government is setting a physical limit that can be imported to the country within a particular time period. So importers cannot exceed that limit and import the goods to the market. They have to adhere to the limit that the government imposes, and according to that limit only they are allowed to bring the imported items to the country. So with this, what government expect is reducing the quantity of goods, reducing the quantity of imported goods which are coming to the local market. So with that, what will happen is the local manufacturers will be safe. So they will also have a good market there in the local market, because there's less number of amount there with the imported goods. So with that, when the imported goods are less, definitely the local manufacturers are getting a good demand from the customers. So their income as well as their manufacturing process will be developed, as well as the ultimate objective of the government, that means protecting the domestic manufacturer or protecting the domestic market, can be satisfied. Another most important trade barrier is embargoes. That means some of the goods are completely prohibiting of importing to the countries. That means those goods have been identified as harming to the people, harming to the environment as well as to the society. So the governments have been identified such products and completely banned on international trade, or completely banning importing such goods to the other trade barriers. That means, except these tariffs, quotas, and embargoes, some of the countries are practicing government legislations too. That means some of the countries are not using tariffs and quotas or the embargoes, but they have a very strict government legislation system. That means through that system, they highly monitor about the goods and services importing to their country. So you all know, as an example, Australia, they are prohibiting of importing most of the food items as well as some of the plants, because they highly consider of not bringing any harmful or any different kind of items to their country which are harming to their people as well as the environment. So these barriers are called as administrative barriers or else red tape. That means so many activities have to be done in order to get the approval for a particular imported good. Therefore, when this process or the administrative process is very much strict and it is keep on with some of the difficulties, definitely automatically these importers are being discouraged. So they may sometimes forget about the importing such goods. Therefore, the government intention may achieve. Under the topic of other trade barriers, we can discuss some domestic subsidies also. So you all know what is mean by subsidies. Subsidies are the grants given by the government or the support extended by the government to the domestic manufacturers. So we have to think why government is promoting the domestic manufacturers. Why are they giving grants to the domestic manufacturers? Because they want to protect them. They want to develop them, as well as the government wants to create an entire market with the domestic manufacturers' goods and services. So these subsidies are including either financial support or the administrative support, because most of the domestic manufacturers, they are having lack of finance. They are unable to raise funds for their development activities. So by identifying such cases, government can issue sometimes interest free loans or else some grants which are not taking back, as well as some administrative support. That means some training knowledge, some kind of other experience for them, as well as sometimes they are introducing some new markets to the local manufacturers likewise. So with these methods, definitely domestic manufacturers are being satisfied, they are being encouraged, and they are trying their maximum to generate more output and then add to the gross domestic production. Impact of protectionism. So under that, we are discussing the benefits of protectionism. The first point is more growth opportunities. So this is providing more opportunities for the local businesses to grow up, as government has taken actions to stop as well as control unwanted and unlimited imports to the local market. Definitely there will be a good opportunity for the domestic manufacturers to grow up and send items to the local market. Other one is more job opportunities are being created for the local workforce, because if the government is going to import each and every item from the international market or from the MNCs, there won't be any employment opportunities for the domestic workforce. But now, with the development of the domestic industries, there will be lots of opportunities for the local employees too. Next one is, this is going to reduce the competition from overseas businesses. So with these trade barriers, definitely these international companies are reluctant to send the products to the local market, as well as the importers also being discouraged. Therefore, there will be less competition in the domestic market from the overseas businesses. Other one is, these domestic manufacturers also can compete in the local market very well, as there are less number of imported items in the domestic market. Definitely the domestic manufacturers, they can keep a good competition among the domestic manufacturers in an efficient way in the domestic market. Other one is, quantity of goods will be limited in the domestic market. Therefore, lack of imports are limited means there will be a good opportunity or good demand for the domestic manufacturers to sell their products to the local customers. Children, in this slide I am going to explain the drawbacks of the protectionism. So, government is taking actions to limit the imports. Therefore, there will be lack of quantities available in the local market. So, the demand may not get the exact amount from the market. That means, if the demand is exceeding the supply, definitely there will be a tendency of increase in prices of goods and services. Other thing is, the efficiency in the market may decrease because there may be less competition. So domestic manufacturers, whatever they produce, they are sending to the market. So as the customers, so you can look at the third point, as the customers don't have a good choice, because now there are no, or there is a less number of imported items available in the domestic market. So customers don't have a good choice, they may definitely purchase the domestic manufacturers items, but sometimes those are may not quality enough, as well as price is high, technologically not in advance, as well as these local manufacturers are not going to attend to the competitive activities. Therefore, the efficiency in the market may decrease. Other problem is, when the government is taking these strict rules and regulations to stop as well as to reduce the imports, sometimes economically the countries may have to be isolated, because when the countries are not purchasing anything from the other neighboring countries, so within the region sometimes there may be kind of an isolation issues may happen to the country. In this slide, I have put you 2019 October Unit 4 paper. Question is, explain two possible reasons why the Indian government has increased tariffs. With the red color, I have put you the point, and blue color the application taken from the case study, and this green color mention about the analysis part. First point is protecting infant industries. So from the case study, the example is, India is a developing economy with many growing industries. Therefore, tariffs make imports more expensive, thus encouraging consumption of domestic products. So, with that activity or with that process, with that high tariffs, definitely the Indian government's intention can be fulfilled. Next one is retaliation. The USA and China have been increasing tariffs. Why? When USA and China increase their tariffs, the Indian exports are becoming more expensive in USA and Chinese market. So that is not favorable for Indian exports. Therefore, they have taken an action against that. what they have done was they have increased the Indian tariffs. That means Indian tariffs on USA and Chinese products. So whatever the items importing from USA and China to the Indian market are becoming more expensive, and there won't be a good demand for those products. Therefore, that is giving an indirect pressure to USA and China to reduce their import tariffs and give the release to the Indian exports. There are some practice questions in this slide. You can go through the presentation as well as the textbook and write the answers for these questions. As well as keep remember, you have some set of questions there in the textbook also. Activities, case study questions and the chapter questions. So you have to do those with the presentation and the case textbook lesson. Thank you dear children. Have a good day.